Lisa Washington's hands were shaking, not from fear, not from cold, from exhaustion. The kind that seeps into your bones after standing for 11 hours, serving people who don't say thank you, working in a place where your skin color determines whether customers even want you touching their plates. It was 3:42 in the morning. Her shift should have ended 2 hours ago. But the night cook had quit. The other waitress had called in sick, and Lisa was alone. Completely alone in a diner that felt more like a battlefield than a workplace. That's when the door opened. A man walked in, sunglasses, leather jacket, collar turned up. He sat in the corner booth, the one that regulars always fought over, the one with the best view of Beale Street. Lisa grabbed the coffee pot and walked over, her practiced smile hiding everything she felt. She had no idea who he was. She had no idea this moment would define the rest of her life. And she definitely had no idea he had no intention of leaving until sunrise. Lisa Washington was 24 years old, but she felt 40. In the South Memphis neighborhood where she'd grown up, her mother always told her, "Baby, life ain't gonna be fair, but you be honest, you work hard, and you keep your head up." Lisa had done that. Every single day. She'd finished high school, started saving for secretarial school. Days, she worked at a laundromat. Nights, she waitressed at Rosie's Diner. Between both jobs, she made $280 a month. Rent was $85. What was left went to food, bus fare, and someday, maybe someday, something better. But Rosie's Diner was the hardest. Memphis in 1972 was still changing. The Civil Rights Act had passed 8 years ago, but some hearts changed slower than laws. Rosie's was a working-class place. Truck drivers, factory workers, people getting off the graveyard shift. And some of them didn't want a black waitress touching their food. Lisa lived this every shift. "Coffee's cold. Send the other girl," a customer would say. "My name is Lisa," she'd reply quietly. "Don't care." Send the other girl. Sometimes they'd snap their fingers at her. Sometimes they'd leave no tip at all. Sometimes they wouldn't even look at her until she said yes, sir, or no, sir. Lisa's boss, Mr. Morrison, wasn't a good man, but he wasn't bad either. He was just indifferent. "Lisa, try to make people happy," he'd say with a shrug. "When tips are good, everybody's happy." But Lisa's tips were rarely good. The white waitresses would make $20 to $30 a night. Lisa would make $5 to $8, even when she served the same number of tables. Tonight was especially hard. Jack, the cook, had quit at 11. "I don't get paid enough for this," he'd said, throwing down his apron. Debbie, the other waitress, had left at 1 a.m. claiming a family emergency, but Lisa knew she was meeting her boyfriend. That left Lisa alone. A kitchen full of dirty dishes, 4 tables of customers, and 3 more hours until 6 a.m. At 2:30, the last group of customers left. 3 drunk truck drivers. One left 35 cents on the table. Another left nothing. The third looked at Lisa and said, "Maybe you should work a different job, sweetheart." "Maybe serving people ain't for you." Lisa smiled. She always smiled. "Good night, sir." "Drive safe." After the man left, Lisa leaned against the counter and took a deep breath. Not to cry, not to scream, just to survive one more night. That's when, at exactly 3:42, the door opened again. The man who walked in was too well dressed for the time of night. The leather jacket looked expensive, handmade, maybe Italian. His pants were pressed clean, his shoes were polished, and he was wearing sunglasses. Inside. At 3:42 in the morning, Lisa sighed, probably drunk, or some kind of trouble, or both. but a customer was a customer. "Evening," Lisa said, approaching with a voice that was distant but polite. "Anywhere you'd like to sit?" The man scanned the diner. It was empty. 4 dirty tables, 1 tired waitress, and a humming refrigerator in the corner. He pointed to the corner booth, walked there silently, and sat down, sunglasses still on. Lisa grabbed a menu and walked over. "Kitchen closes at 4, she said apologetically, "but I can make you a sandwich or an omelet, and coffee, of course." "Coffee's fine," the man said. His voice was low, soft. "Black." Lisa took note and returned to the kitchen. She prepared a fresh pot, her third of the night, filled a cup and brought it back to him. "Here you go," she said, setting it on the table. "Thank you," the man said. Then he added, "Is it always this quiet?" Lisa hesitated. Customers didn't usually chat with her. "Nights, usually," she said. "Busiest hours are 11 to 1. Then it calms down." The man nodded. "How long you been working here?" 2 years. "You like it?" Lisa looked at him. Wished she could see his face behind those glasses. Why was he asking these questions? Why did he care? "A job's a job," she said diplomatically. "It pays the bills." That's not an answer. Lisa was starting to get annoyed. Who was this man to lecture her? "Sir, is there anything else you need?" she said, her voice a bit sharper. The man took a sip of his coffee. "No, thank you." Lisa turned and walked back to the counter, started washing dishes, keeping one ear on the man in the corner. He just sat there, drinking coffee, looking out the window. 4 o'clock came, then 4:30. The man didn't move. Lisa refilled his coffee twice. Both times he said, "Thank you." Both times he kept sitting there. By 5 o'clock, Lisa was getting suspicious. This wasn't normal. This was weird. Finally, she walked over to him. "Sir, I'm sorry, but is everything okay?" The man looked up. For the first time all night, he smiled. "Sit down," he said. Lisa pulled back. "Excuse me?" "Sit down," he repeated. "We need to talk." "Sir, I'm working—" "Who else is here?" The man gestured around the diner. Still empty. Lisa couldn't argue. He was right. Nobody was there. "Please," the man said, his voice softer. "Just for a minute." Lisa slid into the booth across from him, hands in her lap. Her heart was racing. Who was this man? What did he want? The man took off his sunglasses. Lisa's breath caught. She would know him anywhere. Everyone in America would. You're, she stammered. "Elvis," the man said, extending his hand. "Nice to meet you, Lisa." Lisa froze. Elvis Presley. The actual Elvis Presley, in her diner, in her booth, talking to her. I quote. The words wouldn't come. Elvis smiled. "Breathe. You're okay." Lisa took a deep breath, then another. "You're Elvis Presley." "I am. You're in my diner." "I am. At 5 in the morning. 5:12, actually." Lisa started laughing, hysterical, disbelieving laughter. "I'm sorry, Are you real?" Elvis held out his arm. "Pinch me." Lisa did. He was real. "Oh my God," she said, still in shock. "Why are you here? Why are you talking to me?" Elvis leaned forward. "Because I've been watching you for 5 hours and I need to know something." "What? Why do you let these people treat you this way?" Lisa's smile faded. "What do you mean?" "I mean those truck drivers, the ones who snap their fingers at you, who don't use your name, who don't leave tips." Elvis's voice wasn't harsh, but it was serious. "Why don't you say something?" Lisa leaned back. "Because I can't. I'll lose my job." "So your boss lets this happen?" "My boss doesn't care. As long as customers are happy, he doesn't care." Elvis nodded slowly. "And you? Are you happy?" Lisa looked at him for a long moment. Who was this man to ask her these questions? What could this famous stranger possibly know about what she went through? But then she looked into Elvis's eyes and saw something there. Empathy. Real, deep empathy. "No," she said quietly. "I'm not happy." "Then why do you stay?" "Because I don't have another choice. I'm saving for secretarial school. I need to get a better job. But for now, this is better than washing dishes." Elvis took another sip of coffee. "How old are you, Lisa?" 24. "You're 24 years old and you've already given up." Lisa bristled. "I haven't given up. I'm trying to survive." "That's not living. That's just existing." "Easy for you to say," Lisa said, her voice rising. "You're famous. You're rich. You can do whatever you want. I'm just a waitress." Elvis leaned forward, his eyes locking with Lisa's. "Listen to me," he said. "When I was your age, I was a poor white kid from Mississippi. My twin brother died at birth. My daddy went to prison. My mama worked 3 jobs. People called me a white N-word because I sang black music." Lisa listened in surprise. "They told me I'd never make it. They told me music wasn't a real job. They told me, 'Who do you think you are?' And I almost believed them. I almost gave up. But you didn't." "No, because somebody needed to believe in me. And eventually that person had to be me. I had to believe in myself." They sat in silence. Then Elvis spoke. "Lisa, I'm going to tell you something and I need you to hear it. You don't deserve this diner. This diner doesn't deserve you." "But no, listen. People like you, hardworking, honest, strong people, the world is built on your backs. But nobody tells you that. Nobody thanks you. Nobody sees your worth." Lisa's eyes were filling with tears. "So what am I supposed to do?" she whispered. "Just quit and walk away?" "No," Elvis said. "You do better than that. You open your own place." Lisa laughed. "What? How? I don't have money." Elvis pulled out his wallet. Elvis placed a stack of bills on the table. $100 bills. 10 of them. Lisa's mouth fell open. That's $1,000, she stammered. "It is." "I can't take this." "You will." "But why? Why are you helping me?" Elvis pushed the money toward Lisa. "Because I sat here tonight and watched you. I watched you keep smiling, despite the exhaustion, the humiliation, the anger. I watched you never give up. And I thought to myself, that's a real champion." "I'm not a champion," Lisa said, tears streaming down her face. "I'm just trying to survive." "Every person who gets up each morning is a champion, Lisa, especially when life keeps knocking you down." Lisa looked at the money, then at Elvis. "If I take this, what do I have to do?" "3 things," Elvis said. "First, quit this job. Today. But today, right now, this diner has mistreated you long enough." Lisa nodded slowly. "Second, forget secretarial school. You've got a bigger dream than that. I know you do." "What dream?" "Your own restaurant. A place where customers are treated with respect, where employees are treated right, where everyone is treated like human beings." Lisa's heart raced. Had she dreamed that? Deep down, in a place she didn't dare admit? "Yes," she said quietly. "Yes, I've always imagined that." "Then do it." "But $1,000 isn't enough." "It's a start," Elvis said. "And third, one day, when you've built this dream, pay it forward. Help someone else feel valued for their work. Give another Lisa a chance." Lisa was crying now, quietly but uncontrollably. "Thank you," she whispered. "God, thank you so much." Elvis stood up, grabbed his jacket, put his sunglasses back on. "No, Lisa." "Thank you." "For what?" "Because tonight you reminded me of something. Sometimes the most extraordinary people are in the most ordinary places, and my job is to see them. He walked toward the door. Elvis, Lisa called out. He turned. I'll never forget you. He smiled. Even if you forget me, don't forget that restaurant. The world needs to see it. And then he was gone. Lisa sat there with $1,000, a sink full of dishes, and the rest of her life ahead of her. The sun was starting to filter through the windows. A new day. A new beginning. Lisa carefully folded the money, took off her apron, and hung a note on the door. Closed forever. Then she walked out, head held high, heart full of hope. 1992, Memphis. It was the grand opening of 3 a.m. Dreams restaurant, the 19th location. Lisa Washington was 44 years old now, and she was the most successful restaurant owner in Memphis. The local news was there. The mayor was there. Community leaders. And her 400 employees, each hired with fair wages and respectful treatment. A reporter approached Lisa with a microphone. Ms. Washington, how did you achieve this incredible success? What's the secret to building a restaurant empire from nothing? Lisa smiled. 44 didn't look tired or beaten anymore. It looked like victory. There's no secret, she said. Just hard work, and believing in someone who gave me a second chance a long time ago. Who was that? Lisa hesitated. She hadn't shared this story with anyone for 20 years. Elvis had died in 1977, just 15 years ago, the year Lisa opened her first restaurant. But maybe it was time people knew. Elvis Presley, she said quietly. The reporter laughed. Elvis? Seriously? Very seriously. Elvis Presley helped you open restaurants? Yes. In 1972, he gave me $1,000, but he gave me more than that. He gave me belief that something was possible. The reporter was taking notes. That's an incredible story. Do you have proof? Lisa smiled. Watch. She turned inside. Above the restaurant hung a large picture. It was a photograph of Elvis Presley, but not just any photograph. A Polaroid taken that night at Rosie's Diner, with the sunglasses and leather jacket, young Lisa Washington standing beside him. Beneath the photo was a plaque. This restaurant is dedicated to respect for every employee, kindness to every customer, a chance for every dream. Thank you, Elvis Presley, for believing in me when no one else did. Dash Lisa Washington. Quote. The reporter rubbed her eyes. Quote. Is that really you and Elvis? 1972, 5:30 in the morning, 3 days after Christmas. I caught him before he left. Made him pose. What happened that night? Lisa turned to look at the crowd gathered for the opening. So many faces. So many lives changed. That night, she said, someone told me I actually mattered. It wasn't the first time someone believed in me. My family believed. But it was a stranger coming from the other side of the world to see what I couldn't see in myself. She paused. And I learned something. You never know. You never know where your hardest day will take you. You never know who's going to walk through the door at 3 in the morning and change your life. The reporter smiled. So Elvis's message lives on today? Lisa looked around. At the young black waitresses. At customers treating them with respect. At the sign on the wall that read, "Work with us, fair pay, fair treatment." Yes, she said, it lives on every single day,